Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. So, our group members are Nur Natasha Alia Kaiza, Anira Aikal, Dayan Faiza, Nid Najian, Nur Nadira, and Hazima. Our group case is Citigroup Company at 2015.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nur Natasha Alia Kaiza binti Abdullah. My metric number is 050981. So today I will explain to you about the introduction of Citigroup. So Citigroup is one of the biggest company that function as investment bank and provided financial services. It is founded on 8 October 1998 by Samuel Osgood. Citigroup operates in 160 nations over 60,000 offices with 251,000 full-time employees worldwide. It is also entitled as the largest credit card issuer with over 900 million retail accounts with various well-known brands. The products that is provided by Citigroup are asset management, banking, commodities, credit cards, equities trading, insurance, investment management, mortgage loans, mutual funds, private equity, risk management, and wealth management. Okay, next, the headquarters of Citigroup is in New York City, and it is formally divided into two segments of holding company, which are Citicorp and Citi Holdings. The operation of Citicorp are global consumer banking, securities and banking, and transaction services. Global consumer banking (GCB), which encompasses Citigroup's four geographical regional consumer banking (RCB) businesses, has the most revenue compared to any other segment. GCB focused on becoming the top bank of choice among the affluent worldwide, especially to metropolitan areas. Besides, Citigroup's institutional clients group consists of security and banking and transaction services. These segments focus on offering products for corporations, governments, institutions, and high net worth individuals. Okay, now we will continue with literature. So the first point of literature review is deal with internal issues. So Banamex is one of the Citigroup's units in Mexico. In 2014, one of the firms that linked to Banamex, which is the oil services firm Oceanografia, has charged Citigroup with $4,000 million in fraud. Citigroup deal with this problem by dismiss 12 workers from Banamex who involved in this issue. Citigroups do not close down Banamex because Banamex is the second largest bank in Mexico and Banamex also one of the Citigroup's strongest assets. Okay, the second point of literature review is study about competitors. So the competitors that Citigroup has chose to study about is JP Morgan Chase, JPM, and Bank of America. Citigroup has studied about employees, net income, revenue, ESP ratio, and market capital of the competitors. Citigroup study about the segment of the competitor. The segments that involved in Citigroup is global consumer banking, security and banking, and transaction services. Besides, the segments that involved in JPM is consumer and community banking, corporate and investment bank, commercial banking, asset management, and corporate or private equity. Then, the segment that involved in Bank of America is global banking and global markets. Okay, next we will continue with vision and mission statement analysis. First of all, Citigroup does not have any vision statement. So next we will proceed with mission statement analysis. So the mission statement analysis of Citigroup is Citi works tirelessly to serve individuals, communities, institutions, and nations. With 200 years of experience meeting the world's toughest challenges and seizing its greatest opportunities, we strive to create the best outcomes for our clients and customers with financial solutions that are simple, creative, and responsible. An institution connecting over 1,000 cities, 160 countries, and millions of people. We are your global bank. We are Citi. So, the vision of Citigroup is to become world's largest and best bank holding company, providing all banking and financial products and quality services to individuals, business, communities, institutions, and nations globally. So next, the mission of Citigroup is to serve as a trusted partner to clients by responsibly providing financial services that enable growth and economic process. Next, the objective of Citigroup is to help clients by providing services like safeguarding asset, lending money, making payments, and accessing capital market on behalf of the clients. So the strategies of Citigroup is to earn and maintain public's trust by constantly adhering to the highest ethical standards. From here, Citigroup can make positive financial and social impact in communities we serve and show what global bank can do.
We move to external factor evaluation, short form EFE. EFE is a strategy analysis tool for assessing companies' external environment and revealing its strengths and flaws. These are to determine the important external opportunities and threats. According to the table, the highest opportunity score is 0.36, where the US credit card business is a 19 billion industries with profit in excess of 30 billion and growth rates expected to be around 2.5% annualized through 2020. The lowest score is 0.03 for two different opportunities. First is JPM $3.5 billion deal was cut to an all-cash 800 million deal. And next is JPM suffered a security breach that released contact information for 76 million households and 7 million small businesses in 2014. As for other opportunities, they are all scored between 0.04 and 0.28. Next, table of threat score. There are four different threat score of 0.14, which is the highest score. First is the investment banking and securities business market share of Bank of America and JP Morgan are higher than Citigroup. Next is new competitors. Bitcoin and PayPal also may increasingly take market share away from the larger banks, along with possibly Apple and Google, if they can enter into direct agreements with MasterCard and Visa, and totally bypass the banks altogether. Next, a growing trend in the United States is the use of mobile payments through providers such as Apple and Google, which use processing firms Visa and MasterCard. Last is Volcker rule in the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act of 2010 places limitation on proprietary trading and the future of proprietary. As for the lowest score, 0.03, proprietary trading is also considered part of the trading services portfolio of many banks. However, its use is declining. As for the other threats, they are all scored between 0.04 to 0.08. In conclusion, Citigroup is performing below average, addressing its external issue with an EFE score of 2.37. The rise of new competitors will affect Citigroup greatly. Citigroup should work closely to expand their current credit card business in the US until foreign markets and investment banking improve. My name is Aika binti about competitive profile metric, short form CPM. CPM is an analytic method that gives vital competitiveness data based on specific achievement factors and work also as cornerstone for a company's strategy. It will be based on critical success factors, which are major aspects that must executed flawlessly if a company is to in this field. Citigroup competitors are JP Morgan Chase & Co. and Bank of America. The critical success factors of Citigroup are advertising, customer loyalty, customer service, diverse financial solution, global presence, employee dedication, revenue, product quality, percent US focus, and market capitalization. According to the table, Citigroup have highest score in advertising, which is 0.24, customer service 0.30, and diverse financial solution 0.56. As for other factors, most of highest score goes to Bank of America, which are 0.48 in global presence, 0.30 in revenue, 0.44 in product quality, and 0.40 in percent US focus. As conclusion, Citigroup is performing relatively well on the CPM, but Bank of America has the highest total score due to their high global presence of 12%, which is higher than other competitors in the US. Citigroup may need to divest its operation in poorer performing market outside the US.
Okay, hi, my name is Hazima binti Ibrahim, metric number 050163. Okay, now I will present about internal factor evaluation, which is IFE metrics. Internal factor evaluation is a strategic management tools for auditing or evaluating major strengths and weaknesses in functional area of business. IFE metrics also provide a basis for identifying and evaluating relationship among those areas. The IFE metric is used in strategy formulation. IFE metric together with EFE metric that my friend present before is a strategy formulation tool that can be utilized to evaluate how a company performing in regards to identify internal strengths and weaknesses of a company. The IFE metric method conceptually relates to the balance score method in some aspect. Okay, now we will see the slide. In the blue circle, that is the highest score for Citigroup, which is Citigroup is the world's largest credit card issuer with over 900 million retail account under a variety of well-known brands. Okay, in the red circle, that is a lowest score that we get. Citi is offering deals to super rich family to invest in larger projects such as Manhattan tallest residential tower, Las Vegas hottest hotel, and casino, Boston tallest residential buildings, and other. Okay, beside from that higher and that lower, we have the others, which is Citigroup is the world's largest banking enterprise in terms of geographic coverage, with operation in 160 nations and over 16,000 offices. In the second quarter of 2015, Citigroup sold approximately $32 billion of the remaining asset in Citi Holding, including One Main Financial, the largest remaining business in Citi Holding. Okay, Citi is reducing block trades in which they buy millions of dollars worth of security at discount to the market price and then quickly sell them back to the market price. Okay, Citi intend to reintroduce block trading when the market improve. Okay, besides that, Citigroup has approximately 90 million account including Home Depot, Macy's, Sears, Shells, and others. Citigroup's legal expense fell to $376 million in quarter 3 2015, down from $1.3 million in quarter 3 2014, resulting in a 51% increase in net income. Citigroup efficiency ratio dropped from 65% to 55% from quarter 3 2014 to quarter 3 2015. In 2015, Citigroup sold $400 million to Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corp for its Japanese retail operation, effectively ending Citigroup probability segment. Citigroup lost about 740,000 of that. Okay, now we will move to about weaknesses. Okay, higher score for weaknesses is in the slide is 0.16. Okay, which is Citi fixed income and interest operation fell 3.4% year on year from the third quarter of 2014 to the third quarter of 2015. Okay, the lowest score for weaknesses is there are about two item, which is 0.05. Citigroup incurred about 3.5 billion dollar in charge in the fourth quarter of 2014 to cover legal and restructuring costs. Okay. The bank set aside about 2.7 billion dollar of the sum to cover legal fees associated with investigation into currency trading, the manipulation of a key interest rate, as well as anti-money laundering and other related investigation. And the lowest score is according to many analysts, Citi's stock price is late 2015 was about 0.8584 books value. Okay, from other than the higher and the lower, Citigroup does not have mission or vision statement that is publicly available. Due to the Citi heavy reliance on international market, capital requirements are expected to rise about 3.5% in 2016. Then previous fraud issue have harmed Citigroup's credibility with $400 million stolen in Mexico and multiple high-level positions on Vietnamese terminated. Citi revenue in the third quarter of 2015 were about 5% lower than in the third quarter of 2014. Citi retrenchment strategy resulted in a 4.4% drop in earnings from quarter 3 2014 to quarter 3 2015, the greatest drop of any of the four major US banks. And the last one is Citi is currently courting hedge fund managers in an attempt to expand its stock trading business. Okay, from that, Citigroup also performed below average when it comes to dealing with internal issue, with an IFE score of 2.35. Okay, Citi was particularly troubled by the fraud scandal involving Banamex in Mexico, as well as its underperforming investing banking business and Citi holding. It is critical that Citi complete the divestiture of One Main Financial. Okay, that's all from me.
My name is Najam binti Yatim, nomor matrix 050207, and now I will present SWOT analysis. Firstly is SO strategies. First is increase credit card accounts by 50 million through offering attractive sign-up bonus at a cost 6 billion, which is at S2, O2, and O5. Second is divest 20% of the poorest performing foreign market at S7 and O6. Third is spend 50 million marketing to reach families to entice them to invest in large-scale project, which is at S1 and O10. Fourth is cut block trade volume by 20% through 2017 at S8, S9, and O9. Next is WO strategies. Firstly is spend 400 million advertising to refinance existing loans with Citi at W4, W5, W6, O5, O7, and O8. Second, ensure any investment in foreign markets more than accommodates. Third is 5% extra percentage points requirement by the US government at W7 and O6. Fourth is increase investment in emerging areas by 400 million to ensure that fraud is minimized at W2, W3, and O1. Five is divest 20% of the poorest performing foreign markets at W4 and O6. Next, we move to the ST strategies. First is increase credit card account by 50 million through offering attractive sign-up bonus at the cost 6 billion. And second, spend 2 billion to increase fixed income investments such as credit cards and home and auto loans. Third is spend 500 millions and advertising that represents Citi as an ethical and responsible. Fourth is continue to the best markets such as Japan and parts of Europe, where rates are expected to remain lower than in the US for an extended period of time. Next, we move to the next point, which is WT strategies. Firstly, create a comprehensive vision and goal statement that explain what Citi wants to achieve and what business they want to focus on. Second is increase fixed income investments such as credit cards, housing, and auto loans by 2 billion. Third is through 2017, the volume of block trades will be reduced by 20%. And fourth is continue to the best market in place like Japan and portions of Europe where interest rates are projected to remain lower for longer than in the US. The space matrix that you can see, Citi is in the competitive quadrant of the space matrix in part because the bank is too big to fail and doing fairly well on its CP factors. The firm does need to improve its efficiency ratios moving forward, though, as competing on efficiency is especially important during time of low rates and poor investment banking climate. For the grand strategy market, as you can see, the big banks are currently in a mono market growth. JP Morgan and Bank of America report lower revenues in 2014 than in 2013, and Wells Fargo and Citigroup report slightly higher revenues in 2014. Citi is also beset by its reliance on international markets, the securities and trading industry, and a slew of legal and ethical difficulties that have resulted in large fines. As Citi attempts to restructure with a more US focus and less dependence on securities and trading, the firm can likely quickly move into quadrant 4. From the IE matrix, as you can see, Citi received approximately half of its income from outside the US. Market in the EMEA and Latin America are now performing nearly as well as North America and Asia. Not revealed in the IE matrix about in the segment data for global consumer banking and institutional client groups, which report 2014 revenues of 37.7 and 32.2 billion, respectively, with income of 6.9 and 9.5 billion, respectively. Citi Holding lost 3.4 billion on 5.8 billion in revenue. Citi likely should continue to focus on the US and ASEAN markets.
Okay, now I will present ratio. Okay, first of all, we use profitability ratio, which is return on asset, ROA. For Citigroup, in 2013 is higher than 2014, which is 0.39. Okay, second, we use liquidity ratio, which is current ratio. Citigroup got 2.37 in 2013, higher than 2014, 0.36. We use leverage ratio, debt to equity. Okay, from the slide, debt to equity for Citigroup in 2013 also higher than 2014, which is 8.12, while in 2014, Citigroup got 7.69. Okay, next, receivable. And next is efficiency ratio, which is receivable turnover. Citigroup got 2.98 in 2013, also higher than 2014, which is 2.71. And last, for growth ratio, we use earning per share. 4.35 in 2013, higher than in 2014, 2.20. Okay, that's all.
Assalamualaikum, I'm Dayana Faiza with designer mention number 054667 will explain about finding. The recommended strategies of Citigroup are: first, increase credit card accounts by 40 million at a cost of $6 billion by providing NTC sign-up incentive. Second, sell 20% of the world's worst performing overseas markets. Third, by 2017, reduce growth rate volume by 20%. Fourth, advertise for $400 million to refinance current city loans. 5. Ensure that any investment in international markets more than offsets the US government's 3.5% additional percentage point requirement. 6. Invest an extra $400 million in developing areas to combat fraud. 7. Increase fixed income investments such as credit cards, mortgage, and vehicle loans by $2 billion. 8. Continue to diverse areas like Japan and portions of Europe where interest rates are anticipated to stay lower for a long length of time than in the United States. 9. Develop a detailed vision and mission statement outlining cities' goals and areas of emphasis. There are 3 implemented strategies of Citigroup. First, client focus. Citi updated its mission and value proposition in 2015 to reinforce the commitment to serve customers responsibly via the provision of financial services that allow development and economic development. Citi is dedicated to assisting our customers and communities in overcoming the world's most difficult problems via the use of our products, services, scale, reach, and relationship. From infrastructure development to employment creation, Citi embrace our responsibility and desire to be decent citizens who contribute to a common societal purpose. Second, global strength. Citi has contributed to the economic prosperity of cities for more than 200 years. They have fought to maintain urban centers historically critical role as sites of development and opportunity for the millions of people who live in and migrate to them daily in pursuit of a better life for themselves and their families. And lastly, constant innovation. To compete in a highly competitive environment, financial institutions must establish a sustained innovation capacity. Citi's Global Transaction Services (GTS) division has launched the Citi Innovation Lab to demonstrate its ongoing commitment to delivering new solutions to customers. Citi's success has always been fueled by innovation, and the challenge now is to continue to develop and invest in new technologies and capabilities in order to retain Citi's market leadership. Citi's future development in global transaction services will be significantly aided by this innovation lab.
Next, we have the objectives and policies. The objective is to serve as a trusted partner to our clients by responsibly providing financial services that enable growth and economic progress. The policies first that Citigroup offers is environmental and social policies to promote sustainability. And control. First, we have the premise control. The information system gathered by Citigroup encourage the active information and opportunities for the effective implementation of strategy. Next, we have strategic surveillance control. Citigroup is aware of the surroundings regarding the competition in banking industry. They are up to date on the new technology and charges like the use of online banking. As for the conclusion, based on the data that's shown and the analysis conducted, it shows that Citigroup is slightly behind JP Morgan Chase Company and others in the industry. The total score for the CPM, IFE, and EFE has provided that overall Citigroup needs to improve their system. In 2015, their company performance decreased from 2014. Besides that, result of the financial ratio plays an important role in determining Citigroup's business performance. In summary, we hope that Citigroup can expand their market potential, keep on developing in the areas which are lacking, and increase their financial and monetary return.